singing Beatles songs, and they ran out of beer. Colin was pretty tanked, and he goes over to the
We all forget how much fun it is to drive drunk.
he walked.
It's a blast.
But he walked because it was right there, this
Yeah.
convenience store, and he picks up a 12-pack of light beer and decides he's not going to wait in line to pay for it. So he walked out. Next thing he knows, the guy,
Not good.
he says, "Let me see your ID." And what does he do? He shows him his fake ID that he made. These art teachers, these art students,
Yeah.
they
can
would
do
make,
anything.
they made these fake IDs.
They can copy Rembrandts. They can copy money.
Yeah, so so he went to jail, and
Which jail, Colin?
They took me to like the lockup, and then they transferred me to some kind of other more like bigger facility.
Not Bexley.
No.
the guy in the morning, I forget what you call the guy, he says, "Well, how do you plead," or whatever, and he says, "Well, I did it." And he says, no, you can't do that. He said, "Are you," like he was 20, "are you 21 or older?" "I'm 20. "Are your parents still paying for your rent or your, tuition? Are you under the whatever of your parents?" "Yes." "Well, you can't plead guilty because you have to, if you want to get your court case heard or whatever." So
How does the cat stand it that close? I don't know.
I don't know.
So we had tried going to this church down in town, UCC, and they had lost their minister. And
Hold on. What church?
UCC?
In Columbus?
No, right down here in Grantsville.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm way off. Okay.
And so there was this woman that came into town, and her name was, what was her name?
Melody Smith.
Melody. And she was kind of built like me, big hips and, straight reddish hair, and she was very similar to me in some respects. She had her doctorate. She had her law degree, actually. She was an anti-death penalty. She
Yeah.
took on all these cases for death penalty people, and she was the coolest thing. I mean, she said,
She was also the UCC minister
yeah, she was
at the same time.
Yeah. And she said, "We're going to have a
Beware.
youth group.
Yeah.
We're going to have a youth group, and we're going to go camping, and
We'll
we're going
take
to
the
take."
youth group over and visit Colin and give him pastoral counsel.
No, this is when he was in high school that
Yeah.
she came.
Oh.
Well, he did work for her, and she owed him a good bit of money, and they kicked her out because plumbing happened. A big plumbing backup happened in the rectory parsonage,
Yeah.
and there was like poop floating and stuff, and
I don't think is that necessary details of the story?
well, I mean, she said the F
Well,
word.
and she did? Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
So-
Sounds like my sister, who was also an ordained UCC minister.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and Jim
Jack probably never
Wilburn,
knew that.
the son of a bitch, Jim Wilburn heard her, and he came back and he's like, told his two kids, who were grown men at the time, she used the F word, and then this spread, and they decided that she had to go. She was too liberal. She was way too liberal for all these people. And
Bring the story back around.
okay, so Colin had done some work for her on the
Coming
computer.
around the
Yeah,
bend.
yeah. Owed him a lot of money, never paid him. So of course, it's a perfect opportunity to. She's moved back out to Indianapolis. Perfect opportunity to call Melody.
What was
Melody
her last name?
Smith.
Smith.
I need help.
Really?
So she wasn't going to come out to.
She was on the way to she was on the way to Boston or something, and was going to stop. And then so I'm being transferred. I don't have access to a phone, and I get to the court date in the morning, and no Melody. She couldn't make it. So she called the DA ahead of time and worked out a deal. Which, if that isn't a fucking American justice system right there, like, oh, you get a good lawyer. So she worked out a fucking deal before I even set foot in the courthouse.
Was the
Well-
deal okay?
Well, what's the thing? If
Yeah,
it's your
year
first
probation.
first offense, then you qualify for, I forget what it's called. Well, he has 3 things: underage drinking, false ID, and theft. She says to me, "Which one do you think is the worst?"
Good question.
And I said, "Theft." She said, "That's what any normal parent would say." The court thinks that the false ID is the worst.
Really?
Yeah, that's the worst. And
That puzzles me.
and so he,
the whole system's
Yeah.
broken.
so the judge, she says, so we confer with her out in the hallway, you know, after he calls him up, and she says to us, "Do not laugh at the judge, or do not say yes, Your Honor, to every single thing." And so he worked at a place called
You know, you come
Wild
to think
Oats.
Of it, you come to think, yeah, Wild Oats. This is funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, he goes, "So on the night of May 4th, you were working at Wild Oats Grocery, and you after work you were sowing your wild oats." And I was like,
Right.
you
A
know,
literary judge.
yeah. And yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I was. And he goes,
You couldn't resist that, I guess.
and yeah, and you went across, and you went into the convenience store, and you picked up a 12-pack of light beer. And I'm like,
Where is this going?
This judge is talking shit.
yeah,
Huh?
The judge is talking shit.
yeah, light beer, of all things.
I'm like, whatever, dude.
That's what Melody do. She says, "Oh, Colin, light beer, come on." Anyway, he got off with what? I don't know what it was.
Probation.
Yeah, probation.
The court thinks that the fake ID is the worst thing because it's a year after 9/11.
Yeah,
Well, that's ridiculous, too.
yeah.
Yeah, TSA and fucking Homeland Security. The dawn of Homeland Security.
Yep.
So yeah, terrorism.
Yep.
Fucking
Yep.
art kids making a
Right.
fake Illinois ID, says they're 21.
So and then we didn't owe Melody anything.
Evened out.
I was thinking